Blog Talk Radio.
And welcome, you guys. It is Monday morning. Did you guys check out that moon last night? It was truly amazing. That moon just kind of blew my mind. It was like a full lunar eclipse on a blood moon, on a harvest moon. It was just mind-bending. It really was. I went to bed last night in the moon. I was looking outside on my patio. The moon was to my right, and it was that blood-red moon. And then I woke up this morning, and I was looking out on my patio, and the moon was gone. And then I looked to my left, and there it was. It had moved. It was really, really an eerie, wonderful thing, actually. A lot of stuff going on. Speaking of movement, we've got a lot of movement this week. A lot of really, really cool. And thank you very much, Greg Chambers, for keeping me in the loop. We got somebody on Facebook right now who was claiming that there is still a pending link review in their URL. But I want to make sure that you guys, whenever you go in there and you see some stuff on your page in your back office, like pending link review. There is no such thing as pending link review, especially if you've been here for more than 3 days. So make sure that you're actually resetting your computer, maybe deleting your cookies. We'll get there in a moment, though. Before I get any further into that technical stuff, I do want to welcome everyone this morning to Traffic Report. This is the place where we come together every single day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The goal here is to give you something, a little bit different, some inspiration, some motivation, certainly some education regarding your traffic authority experience and some other stuff as well. Really interesting post I just put out there on Facebook, and also just sent another email to you. Man, check your email this morning. Got 2 emails that came out from the home office this morning. And one of them includes a brand new link. I want you guys to get out a pencil and a paper or get ready to put this link in, because there's a brand new link that came live overnight, and it's got a lot of stuff. Now, there are 10 things in this email that we sent out, and in this link I'm going to give you. I'm going to briefly cover those 10 things in a moment. Before I do, though, I just quickly want to welcome those of you who are brand spanking new once again. This is Traffic Report every day, Monday through Friday. We come here. As I said, our goal is to give you some inspiration, some motivation, some education, and also answer some questions for you guys if you have some questions or want to make a comment or two, because this is your community. We are all together, so we do want to hear from you. Your voice will be heard this morning. Every single person who presses 1 is going to have an opportunity to speak or make a comment or ask a question. And I also just want to comment on the Saturday Visionaries call that took place this last Saturday. For those of you that took the time to come there, or I know many of you have listened to the replay, we can get statistics here. We see that a lot of you guys, hundreds of you guys, have listened to the replay. What an amazing 60 minutes it was. And the highlight, I think, was Chad. Those of you guys who come here every single morning, it seems like every single day you hear about this guy, Chad, right? Everyone knows who I am, and you know who Greg and Doug are. And, of course, you guys know who Adam is, and, you see these guys on the webinars and stuff. And then there's this guy named Chad that's always in the background. We always talk about him. And then this last Saturday, he actually came out. And has a little Elvis in him, man. I was picking up an Elvis vibe in Chad. And I was really digging what I was hearing from Chad. He is a guy that is he's soft-spoken, but he has so much to say. He is self-taught. From what I understand, he taught himself programming way, way back when. And, I realized as I started thinking and preparing for my conversation with Chad this past Saturday, that Chad has had his influence on my personal results for many, many years. Way back when I first met Doug Wellens, it was kind of like the introduction of automated online marketing systems. And way back then, Chad was working with a guy, and he brought a product to life. At that time, it was called QuickLister, which was the very first. We had never seen anything of it. Never have we seen anything like that up until that point. And that really, really impacted the business we were working then. I mean, it really went viral and went into multi-million-dollar category. I was a 7-figure earner there. I realized that Chad had so much to do with that. And then as we look back in history, you guys remember something called the reverse funnel system? The reverse funnel system with the dude sitting on the beach, in a lounge chair. That was also Chad and Greg and Doug. But Chad is a guy, again, he's a programmer. And then he was working through the ILS and CPC Broker. You hear all these programs. And now here we are working together in Traffic Authority. And Chad is like the architectural. He's a guy that's like the architectural designer in the background. Adam has got an extraordinary team, and Doug has assembled a team, and Chad has assembled a team of, 20-some, programmers from around the world. But Chad is the visionary. He's the guy that really puts all the things together there, and he's the one that really kind of guides that piece of the ship. And it was very, very interesting to hear him say some very cool things. I don't know if you recall, but he was saying things like, I've never seen this many people making this much money this quickly. We were talking about, longevity in the program and how do you plan for something like this? And, we got into some of that pretty general terms. But at the end of our conversation, I remembered he was coming home from a football game, I guess, with his son, was playing football, a little boy. And he was coming home, and one of the last things he said when we were done is he said, here in Traffic Authority, he said, I know that we have come through some things. I know that we have moved very, very quickly when you consider that August 5th was the official pre-launch date. And since August 5th, we've put just like gobs of people into our program. And he mentioned the fact that it was kind of a good thing that we went through some of those early challenges and hurdles because we learned so many lessons. I love that coming from a guy with all that experience, right? And then one of the things he said about what we do here and how we are going to marshal through and how we are just going to get her done, I love that when he said in his summation, he said, there's no punting here. And that's a football metaphor. For those of you guys who understand football, or if you're a fan of football, American football, that is, the National Football League, they get 4 opportunities to move the ball 10 yards. And usually, on the you get, traditionally, teams will go for getting those 10 yards 3 times. You get 4 downs. You get 4 opportunities, 4 chances to move it 10 yards. And usually after the 3rd chance, you're not there. You didn't get that 10 yards. So on the 4th opportunity, you punt. You give it away. You surrender. You say, no mas. I don't have what it takes. I'm punting the ball away. I'm giving it to you. You take over. I can't do this. And Chad said here in Traffic Authority, there's no punting. We always go for it on 4th down. Meaning, when our back is against the wall, when stuff is looking pretty dire, when stuff is looking like it's challenging, and people out there around our community have a tendency sometimes, nervous Nellies, just rest assured. Because like Chad said, we always go for it, and we always get it into the end zone. We always get what is required for us to live another day, to move another 10 yards. I love that. Thank you very much for that, Chad. If you haven't heard Chad's interview, you can go back to our archives. We're at radioleverage.com. The archives are there 24/7. If you haven't heard it yet, go check it out. It's the call from this past Saturday. It's called the Visionary Founders Hour. Thank you very much, Chad. That was very, very cool. Now, here's a new website I'm going to give you guys right now. I posted it in Facebook, and it's in an email that was just sent out to you guys within the last 20 minutes or so. Here it is. Are you ready? You ready? Okay. Here it is. E as in Edward, Z as in zebra.com /TA weekly update. Ta-da! There it is. easy.com /TA weekly update. Now, this is a long email. I don't know that I'm going to go through the entire thing with you guys right now, but I just want to give you a couple highlights so you know what is going on this week. This is a very, very, very big week. First thing I want to talk about is tomorrow night. And I promise you, within 15 minutes of this webinar our radio show being over this morning, this webinar will be created and it will be available for you to begin registering. Tuesday night's webinar. Tomorrow night, you're going to meet our very first Traffic Academy expert training, who will be teaching you on some of his email marketing secrets. Okay? This is a guy who is outside of the Traffic Authority. This is a third-party guy that the team has identified as a top of his game email master. Okay, so he's going to be our first. And now, for those of you guys who have yet to become members of the Traffic Academy, remember, Traffic Academy is an upgrade. Your membership here in Traffic Optimizer is only $47 a month, right? How simple is that? You get all the tools, you get all of the cool stuff, you get the websites, the e-commerce, the auto response, you get all of that stuff, probably $100,000 worth of stuff. And then there's an upgrade, and that's for Traffic Academy. That's another $97 a month. And this is where the real education, this is where you truly learn how to become a master of internet marketing and some other things as well. And so this is going to be a special feature, okay? This is kind of like a preview, because we're going to make this open to even to the Traffic Optimizer members. But you're going to, moving forward, in order for you to have access to some of this killer stuff, and there's some reseller opportunities, there's some affiliate marketing programs that will be attached to this Traffic Academy program. Well, we're going to be showing that to you tomorrow night, okay? Tomorrow night, all right? And also I will tell you, well, I'll hold that for tomorrow. We'll talk about a little bit more about this tomorrow. Okay, marketing stats. Let's talk about the marketing stats. I know that everyone's wondering about their marketing stats, their statistics. That will be coming up, okay, this week. We realize how critical this is to everyone being able to track and scale their traffic. It has been a top priority. Now, there's some other things that had to go in there. You know, the support admin. There's some other things that we're doing that had to be finished first before we can bring some of this other stuff to life. Watch for that this week, okay? Also, beginning this week, there's going to be a fast start training. Fast start. Okay, including swipe files and things that you can be sending to your group, a fast start training, just like we did in pre-launch. You don't ever wonder how in the heck were we putting, I don't know what the number was, 5,000 people a day in pre-launch? How do we get that kind of action? Because we had some very specific messaging and things what we were doing, and we're bringing those back, and we're going to make those available in a fast start training for every single one of you guys. Okay, we're adding some marketing resources. We're adding a testimonial page. Okay, so in your marketing links page, you'll be able to send links to testimonials directly to your people sharing success stories. We also have some compliance things we're working through. Those things will be done this week as well. And also, this is the last week. This is the last week that you're going to be able to use the pre-launch sales funnels and the training. That is a very cool piece. You can still use it. You can still use it. We're going to be taking that offline because we're moving to the next level. There's a lot of detail, okay, on everything I just shared with you. I just gave you a very, very brief, like Cliff Notes version of what this email is. Please check it out. easy.com/TA Weekly Update. I will just say this as my own little private commentary. So many things have gone on. So much stuff has happened just in the last month. Okay, and we do have people, you guys know, you see them on Facebook, like this morning, somebody who's in there saying, hey, for the last 6 days, I have my, pending link review showing in my traffic. Well, I was just getting some information this morning since we've started our radio show from Mr. Greg Chambers saying, not true. He says, that is not likely. I go through these every single business day. Okay? He says it's done. It's ready to go. So like I said, I know many of you guys, you have a tendency to just not many of you guys. Not many of you guys. Please forgive me. There are those among us. How about that? There are those among us who, they're really perhaps not showing up to the radio show. They're not reading the emails that come every single day. They're not really doing simple things like clean the cache every once in a while, reset your computer. All these little things that we talk about every single day that will make a significant impact. So there are those among us who really, not really paying attention. And it's like, show me what to do. Take me by the hand. Well, we've designed this thing so that anybody can have magnificent results if they simply follow through and just simply follow a set of instructions. And so we're going to get much better with our sets of instructions. We're very, very good at the very beginning. And since then, so many things are happening. It's kind of like, juggling so many balls. Here's something else I want to tell you guys. Watch your email, okay? Because if you are a member of Traffic Authority, and Douglas talked about this on Saturday, if you are currently a member of Traffic Authority and you have been through the system, okay, everything that's going on back there in the member back office. You know exactly how to read the stuff, how to implement the stuff. You know what you're doing. You know what you're talking about. We are looking for paid. Traffic Authority is going to begin paying people to become, in the support area. We're bringing people into the support area. You'll be able to work remotely from your home. We've got a sophisticated system set up so that you'll be able to log in, punch your clock, and begin using a remote telephone system so you're calling people from a corporate office. It's a very cool position, and if those of you guys who want to make a few extra dollars along the way, watch for that, okay, because that's going to be coming this week. When the team was discussing, okay, we need to expand our customer service. We need to get some more people in here on support. We have to have more qualified people who really are in lockstep and understand the mission and the goals of Traffic Authority from the highest levels. Okay, who are these people? Where do we find these people? Craigslist? No. How about we just go into our own community? Because we know there are men and women here who can do that job and who are willing to do that job. So watch for that, right? A lot going on. Okay, for those among us who pet their cat on Facebook and then look at the moon all night at the full moon and then respond to the love of their life for some conversation and then sleep in and have a big breakfast in the morning, maybe just pay a little bit closer attention, and so much of the stuff is already done that you're waiting for. All that stuff. There's so much chatter on Facebook. It's actually something like, oh, really? You guys aren't paying attention, are you? But let's keep it on a good news here. Let me see Mr. Chambers. I see that you are in the house. Good morning. What's up with you, man? And how about you, Douglas Wellens? What are you guys up to today?
Hey, good morning. Hey. And I'm going to come out first here today. Sorry, Doug. I was so excited about the person that actually had been on link review since the 22nd of September. Since the 22nd, they've been on pause. The admin part was removed. And, basically we do that so people can go in. And we heard this from Vince's group. Originally, we were taking the pause off and running traffic immediately. But we heard from a very small minority of people who said, hey, please don't run the traffic immediately. So we actually paused everyone's traffic. So this is a great example of an individual who's been ready to go since that day. All they have to go in their back office and remove their manual pause, and that traffic will be running. Just one other comment, Joe. From the Facebook, I had to laugh that someone took a shot at the Gigi for my public speaking skills. They said that I was saying too much. So we've got Doug or someone with a literally and me with the now. And again, clearly someone not paying attention, because if this guy was actually on any of the calls, he's hearing me talk about how I'm certainly no public speaker, how you and Doug kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone, and I'm here, but, really I'm a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. So I just hope our little friend will show up at one of the events and come speak to me personally, because I'm going to, walk him right up on the stage and see how he likes talking in front of 1,000 people, see how comfortable he will be then. But, of course, he won't. He'll sit there on Facebook, sending little notes. But whatever. It's all good. We got to put ourselves in front of criticism to grow, and here's another example of that, my friend. So it's never a dull moment around here.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chambers. And Doug, come on out here, dude. I heard you out there this morning as well. What's happening?
Yeah, it's never a dull moment. That is for absolute sure. And you know what? Who am I to judge, right? That's one of my favorite lines these days. Who am I to judge when I think about, like Craig just talked about, some other guy making a comment about Greg's public speaking or whatever. So what? Who cares? Greg is doing absolutely amazing. Joe, you're awesome as always. And you know what? It is what it is. Chad came out for the very first time on Saturday, and he blew everybody away, probably himself as well. So you're going to hear a whole lot more from Chad. He really does enjoy that. He's just been stuck in the cave forever. Joe, I got some more things to send to you this morning as it relates to the position, okay? We now have some data reporting, which is really awesome that we can get a hold of and see who responds to us. And the more information you do put in, if in fact you are willing to step forward and maybe take on this challenge here, I'm just speaking to the people now who may very well want to throw their hat into the ring about helping out with the support here, okay? The more information you can give us about yourself in some of these questions that you'll be asked on the inquiry, the better and easier it's going to be for all of us. So, hey, I'll just say thank you in advance if you're willing to take on that challenge. Joe, I'm excited for a phenomenal week. I saw the updates. It's going to be a crushing week for everybody as we move into October, which, you know, October's like it for me, okay? And, Joe, we've got to talk about the contest, right? I mean, really got to talk about that contest.
We're going to be giving away a bunch of electronics in about another week. Okay, we're going to do a couple things here, and I'll pull you back out a little bit later this morning, Doug, to clarify a little bit more for people what we're going to be doing over the next week. Okay, up now through like the 6th of October. So stand by for that, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot more cool stuff we're going to share with you this morning, and so here's the drill. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go through. I got a lot of people in the queue here. I mean, I'm blown away by how many of you have already pressed 1 on the keypad of your telephone. Now, listen, for those of you who are brand new, maybe you're listening right now online. We have a live stream. And I got to tell you guys, sometimes more people are listening to the live stream than are dialing into our switchboard. For those of you who are listening to our live stream, maybe you're listening, you know, outside of our broadcast window. Right now it's 8:21 in the morning on the West Coast. It's 11:21 Eastern Standard Time. It is Monday morning. If you're listening to our live stream right now online, I invite you to pick up the telephone. The telephone number is 914-338-0631. When you call the telephone number, you can press 1 on the keypad of your telephone, and by doing so, you'll get into the queue. You'll get into the lineup. Everyone who presses 1 gets a turn. Okay, so everybody, we got a bunch of people in here in the queue right now, so that's the drill. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say the last 4 digits of your telephone number. When I say that, quickly come out and state your first name, the city, the state, or the country that you're calling in from, and let her rip. You know, hopefully we'll hear some good news. If you have a question, okay, for those of you who are brand new, let me share with you something that we've discovered over the last 6 weeks we've been doing this. You know, we've discovered that the people who watch the videos, okay, that are available to you when you become a member of Traffic Authority, there's a bunch of videos. It'll take you several hours to go through all the videos. But we have found that when you watch the videos, all of your questions are answered. Okay, very rarely, when we get a question nowadays, it's usually very specific. Someone has a problem with, you know, an Internet Explorer. They're running an old program on their computer, or it's cookies related. You know, I mean, my point is that so many of the questions, almost all of the questions that our people have been answered in the videos. So out of a respect for each other, for our time, make sure that you have watched all the videos before you come out here and ask a question. Okay, because the videos have the answers, and we've designed the system so that for everyone we'll have the same, you know, level playing field. You watch the videos and the questions are answered. And here's something else, and this is just something I got to say is like an asterisk, a footnote about what we do here, showing up on time, watching the videos, because everyone, you know, we have to respect each other's time. Last night, I was watching the Pope, okay, Pope Francis. He was in the United States for like 6 days. It was a mind-bending experience. You know, I was very, I won't get into all the details of my experience of what was going on in those 6 days. But one thing really stuck out for me last night. The Pope was leaving the United States, and his plane was scheduled to depart at like 7 o'clock at night from Philadelphia. And here's the interesting thing. The Pope was actually in his plane seat by 6:30. He was a half hour early. And the commentator on the TV station said, it's very interesting, this Pope, who has been in the United States for 6 days, and he has been in Madison Square Garden, and yesterday there were like 750,000 people visiting him. And I mean, in the U.S. Congress and the United Nations, I mean, this guy's playing at the highest level, right? What they said, the most interesting thing, is that he was always early every single day. He was early every single day. After 6 days of going through, and the guy is 78 years old or something, right? Does he ever rest? After 6 days, when it was time for him to depart the country, he was a half hour early in his seat. And what the commentator said, the interesting thing, what that message was, what the Pope was really displaying was respect. He respected everyone's time. So he didn't want anyone to wait, right? It was out of respect. And this morning, as we go through this, out of respect for everyone's time, take the time to watch the videos before you ask a question that has already been answered in the videos. Be respectful of everyone's time here. That's it. I'm off my high horse, Greg. Let's keep it moving here. 5232, you're first up. 5232,
Good
you're
morning,
first up.
Good morning, Joe, Doug, and Greg, and everyone on the call. This is Holly from Los Angeles. How's everyone?
Holly, we're doing great this morning. How are you doing?
I'm well, thank you. I just wanted to reiterate how awesome Saturday's call was. This was my first Founders call. It was absolutely amazing. It was so good to hear Chad on the call and everyone else, all the other TA leaders. And so we received some awesome information, and I'm just like fired up and ready to go. And thank you again, Joe, for ensuring that I received the daily action plan email. And I mean, they're just absolutely phenomenal. That helps tremendously.
Well, thank you very much, Holly. And I promise you that those daily emails are going to be getting better and better and better. There's going to be, every single day there will be something fresh and new for you, a new email, a new thought process, something new, a new, we're all about, introducing everything that has been promised and making it happen in timely fashion. Thank you very much, Holly. Keep it moving. 6592, you're next up.
This is Frank from beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. How are you today, Joe?
Frank, I'm doing great. Calling in from a real number today, number one. How's it going with you?
Well, it's fantastic. It's Monday morning. I am on day 7 of 90. I didn't hear Craig shout out what his day was.
Hey,
I'm
Greg.
on 7 of 90, and unfortunately, I'm heading back to Fayetteville, North Carolina, the home of the VA. I have to be back there, and I won't be able to get to work on Monday morning. Can you imagine that? Monday morning, and I feel bad because I can't get to work right away.
See how that rolls? So Frank is on. Frank, day 7 of night. Greg Chambers. Frank is throwing down on you right now, dude.
Dude,
No, don't you say that.
Hey, guys, I just forgot. It's day 11 of 90. I was in for 4 sets this morning, hour and 15 minutes. So thank you, Frank, and great job on getting in there and making it 7 days in a row. You go.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm going to keep. You know what? It's not about the exercise. It's not about the body. It's about conditioning the mind.
Mm-hmm.
And if you condition the mind, the body will follow. But also, by conditioning my mind, I'm going to keep my nose to the grind wheel, and I'm going to make this thing happen for me better than I've made anything else in my life happen.
Well,
That's
that's
PA I'm talking about, traffic authority I'm talking about.
Well, Frank, we say here very, very often, you've heard us say that when the student is ready, the teacher will arrive. And I want to thank you for taking me to school this morning, because you are the teacher today. When it comes to that concept of, it's really about the growth, right? It's really about, making the commitment and following through. And so many things happen when you actually start living your life at that level, across the board, making a commitment to your business, to your family, to your diet, to your faith, to your exercise. It really is amazing. And then once you get the ball rolling, then the slight edge, it's just doing simple things over and over, right? And before you know it, like the compounding of the penny. You compound a penny every single day for 30 days, and I think, you're up to millions of dollars by the 30th day. So that slight edge makes all the difference. Thank you very much, Frank. Thanks for coming out here today.
Right.
Let's keep it moving here. 2959, you are next up in the queue. 2959, you're next.
Carlos Rodriguez from New York City.
Carlos, how are you this morning? How's going on in your neighborhood?
I'm great, man. I received those emails and looking forward to this week. It's amazing. To Greg, thank you for coming out of your comfort zone, because you helped me get out of my comfort zone, and I could listen to you say, a million more times. So don't even worry about that. Send them my way, if anything. And again, because of you, I'm here, and because of all you guys, oh man, it's just crazy. I just want to say thank you to Diamond Dave. I took up a look at what he has going for the predefined fields, and thank you to Barry from Tucson. I believe always shouts out my daughter Carly Rose. So Yeah, with that said, looking forward to this weekend, kicking some, you know what. Thank you very much. God bless.
Carlos in New York City checking in. Thank you very much, Carlos. I look forward to hearing from you every single day. See that, Greg?
Joe.
Yeah, go
ahead.
I
have to step out and say thank you, Carlos. It's people like you that keep me motivated and keep coming out here. And actually, Cara Facebooked me. Thank you, Cara, as well, for the nice words. And, hey, the other part of this is, again, a little bit of criticism never hurt anyone. I was using it in the gym today, just thinking about, it's amazing what you can use for motivation. So, bottom line is sticks and stones, all that kind of stuff. So, at the end of the day, it's all good. I'm here for everyone else. I'm here basically, Joe, to do my part. And, again, with our community, it's now more than just about any of those things. It's really, there's synergy here. There's, something greater happening. And that's what's pushing people like me and Carlos and, literally hundreds and thousands of others. It's not really about us anymore. It's about what we can do together. It's about us all being stronger together. And, this is a movement now. So, it's not about us individually. And so, I can take a few shots at on Facebook. It's no big deal. But it is kind of funny.
Well, you know what they say. You know what? It's because you're playing the game that your uniform is dirty. Seriously, man. Early on, I remember somebody said to me, a dog is never barking at a parked car, right? And so you're like moving, dude. You're making stuff happen. And a lot of times when we make stuff happen, every single one of us, we ruffle some feathers, and that's a cool thing, for real. 9934, you're next up.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. This is Tony from Fort Worth, Texas.
Hey, Tony, good morning.
All right. I got an issue here. I get an email from, I guess, Matt and Vince or somebody. It's giving me emails as if I'm new, and I just need somebody to let these guys know I'm not new. I've been in the business for about a month now. And I got a question for Greg. If there's any chance you can go back into the back office and check for my traffic, because I got an email from a James Yang, YAN, Streamline Marketing System. He said that my traffic was on pause.
Okay. What is your username? I'll take a look at that here right now while we're on the call.
Trey Express.
One more time?
Trey, Tray Express.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, great. Excellent. I'll take a look right now and get back to you here while we're on the call.
All right.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you very much. Right. We'll keep it moving. 6634, you are next up in the queue. Good morning, 6634.
Hello, Lashman.
Hello.
Here.
Who's that?
Hello, Lashman here. Quick question.
Lashman.
Quick question for Greg. I noticed I don't see a sponsor who's my sponsor is. And the only time I knew who my sponsor was is that this gentleman, Carlos, called me and said, thanking me for my basic package. And I said, thank you so much. And I said, I thought I also bought a diamond package. He said, I didn't know that. I said, how come you don't know that? If you're my sponsor and you see my basic package, how come you don't see my diamond package? He says, I don't know. I also bought a diamond package, and in the back office, it shows the diamond package. It's running. The basic package is pending.
What's your username, Lachman? Go ahead.
Rover123, the username.
Could you spell that?
Rover, Rover123.
Rover123.
And what's the last name? What's the last name your traffic packages are running under?
The last name?
Yes, sir.
My last name, Persaud.
Spell that for us, please.
Persaud.
Excellent. Get back to you as well.
Thank you very much.
Now, as far as the sponsoring piece goes, I can answer that right off. The sponsoring part, it is inside the pre-launch back office, which is still active. So, whoever your sponsor was in pre-launch is still your sponsor here. That is being added. Will be inside the official Traffic Authority back office very soon. It's on the priority list. like we say, following the few items that Joe went over today, it's literally right after those main items, because we understand how important that is. We want you guys working with your sponsors, so that will certainly be added. So I will confirm here both of your orders and confirm Carlos is still your sponsor. But I'll just PM you back on Facebook on that one.
I want to thank you guys for all the hard work. I know it's going pains, and keep up the good work. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Latchman. And one of the things I will say, ladies and gentlemen, is in addition to the sponsor piece on your website so everyone knows who their sponsor is, I'm really excited about what's happening with our support division and the fact that we're going to be hiring. We're actually going to be hiring for wages individuals from our community who will assist us in the support. So things like you're dealing with right now, Latchman, and I thank you for calling in and taking the time. And Greg, thank you so much for being here to help individuals along the way. But get ready, you guys, because our support desk it's gonna function like, remember the Concorde? Remember the Concorde that used to go from Paris to New York in 2 hours? That's what's gonna happen. You want to talk about speed and efficiency? It's coming with the assistance of so many of you guys. 6009, you're next up.
This is Maureen Brubaker in Patterson, Texas. I have a problem. I've been my whole system has been turned off for some reason. It's not because I haven't paid. I'm paid up, and y'all have both of my credit cards on record. I've been with IRS before you became TA.
Okay, let's get right to it. What is your username? What is your full name slowly and your username?
Okay, my full name is Maureen Brubaker. I've talked to Mr. Chambers a couple of times, and my username is Chenny, CHENNY 89.
Okay, Chenny 89.
I'm a titanium member.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon?
Okay, Maureen, what we're going to do is we're going to look into this immediately. If you're a paying member, then okay. Thank you very much for calling in here. We'll check right into that. Greg, I don't know if you want me to send a note into one of the boys down there.
I've got it.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll either PM or give you some information to give her on the radio here. 1 and 2.
All right, let's keep it moving. 4086, you're next up.
Hi, yes. Hi, everybody. Good morning. All is good here. Name is John from Bel-Air, Maryland. Just have one thing that I have an issue with my autoresponder. For the reseller lead, the follow-up email that goes in. I'm glad I caught it. It was working before, but it wasn't working now. The link inside each email looks like the links are broken or something. So I was wondering if I should replace that link using my back office, the market link, maybe the sales page or something.
All right. Well, if it's a broken link, I don't know where because you said it was working. And thank you for calling in, John. You're kind of breaking up a little bit there, so I'm going to put you on mute if I may, because there's some breakup coming through there. But what is going on with your links? I'm not exactly sure. If it's broken, it's not systemic, okay? We're not receiving reports from anybody else aside from you this morning that there's a problem with those links inside of your email. So if they're broken, go ahead, Greg.
Joe, all I was going to say is we see this a lot when people are sending test messages from their GetResponse account. People need to understand, because these links are dynamic, they're basically having to do with the leads that are coming through. So anytime if you're sending any of your autoresponders a test message from within the autoresponder system, the links will be broken. It says that on the videos. We say that on the trainings. I say it every day on the radio call. However, if you put a lead in through one of your capture pages, then it's an actual lead, and the dynamic link will be filled out properly. Again, this is just one of those things. It's just due to every link is dynamic. It basically has to do with the database and the way our system works. It's actually every link in every email is reflective of who it comes from and who it's going to. That's why it's dynamic. So you cannot send yourself a test message from within the system and use the links. You can, however, put a lead in, and that way you can get all of your autoresponders. So I don't know if that's helpful. I only because I've heard this, probably over 100 times. I'm assuming, John, that's what your problem is. If it's not, if you are actually getting broken links inside an email coming back to one of your leads, I need to see that immediately, and that would be just forward that to me at Greg Chambers at Facebook. But I'm about 99% sure it's one of those test messages being sent, Joe. And like I say, we hear about that, quite often.
Perfect. Thank you very much, John. I hope that answered the question for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Keep it moving. 9190, you are next up. And thank you for that, Greg. Thank you. I made a note. So in the future, if that question comes up, I have the answer. 9190, you're next up.
Hey, this is Earl Teets up in Troy, Montana. Just thanking you guys so much. And, from a mountain boy's perspective, if you're going to climb to the top of a mountain that's very dangerous and you've never been there before, and there's wild animals that can eat you in the process, Greg Chambers, I could care less how many times you said the words, The bottom line is you know the way to the top of that mountain, and I'm honored to follow you there, buddy. But, we've got 4 things here that are just so beautiful. We have a daily method of operation, a duplicatable system that we can share with anybody. We have a consumable product that every business on the Internet needs, which is called traffic. We have a mastermind group right here every day, 5 days a week. And the first thing we got is together, everyone achieves more. We're all a team. And if you need a customer service agent for that job, I'll put in for it. It's going to be an honor to help people create history in the making. I'll tell you what, I've never been more honored to be part of something so exciting in all my life. And I just, seeing people like Carlos come through and grow and do what he's doing, like Tara has done on the webinar, seeing guys like Chad give his all, Greg, Joe, Doug, Adam, we haven't seen him for a while because he's behind that computer screen going 90 miles an hour. I've never seen anything so awesome for somebody to be able to pick up their shoes and take the next step forward to success, and you guys have everything there, and I just thank you for it.
Well, thank you very much, Earl. We look forward to hearing from you every single day, and on behalf of the entire team, I know that Greg and Doug and myself are out here every single day, but remember that we are just the tip of an iceberg that has probably got, I don't know, Doug, how many people are on this team? I mean, realistically, because we're adding customer service and support people, and I mean, there's a lot of people here. What do you think, Doug? What do you think is the number of people that the 3 of us represent every single morning out on the radio show?
Oh my gosh, man, it is a big number. I've said 28 for a while now, and there's a few people that have moved on because they've already fulfilled their requirements to us, and we've added a few more people. Like you just heard somebody just a few minutes ago chime out with the name James, right? Well, he's another brand new customer support person over here, and I know there's at least 6 coming along here right away over the next 30 days or so. So that's going beyond what we're going to be doing with these people internally. So, yeah, it's going to grow big. This is a big company now, right? We're only 40 days or so, whatever it is, 30 days, whatever the number is. We're already a big company. We're making a big presence and a big name for ourselves online. People are hearing about us all over the planet, and that's exciting. So keep up the good work.
It is. Yeah, thank you very much, Earl. On behalf of everyone here, we want to thank you for your kind words and for sticking around here. We really appreciate it. And a mountain man, I love that. When you said, "Oh, there's animals out there," I'm like, "Woo!" You go visit our Facebook page. You are absolutely right. There are some hungry animals who have a tendency to just rah, rah, rah. Let's keep it moving. 0023, you're next up.
Morning, guys. This is Bob Hartman, Yorba Linda, California.
Good morning, Bob. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. I have a specific question for Greg. If I am advertising or using the split testing and I have a funnel URL and one of my own URLs in there, and I come in and change one of those URLs, like for one of my own, does that push that back into having to be reviewed again before you start sending out?
I'm sorry. Actually, that's a really great question, and I was just thinking about that over the weekend, as a matter of fact, and the answer is no. And however, if you were actually inside if you actually had put another URL inside your traffic order, from the traffic store, the answer would be yes. So it's interesting how that works. The Rotator actually makes it so it will not be reviewed. And this also brings up another good point, that when your URL is tested from the rotator status, if you have 10 URLs in there, only one is being tested. The other 9, unfortunately, could be broken. The reasoning for this is we're assuming people that actually are experienced enough to use the rotator are very careful and they are testing those links themselves. But it's a great question. I was just thinking about it over the weekend, and the answer is on those ones, you are responsible for having the correct URL because we can actually only test one, when it comes online, and we do not test it as you change it. So that is the answer.
Oh, because the day we talked about this in the back office here, it hasn't done anything since then. It's never started.
If that's the case, actually, give me what is your last name again? I'll just check that right now. Because we did have a small problem like last Wednesday or Thursday. We heard from some people that got stuck on the pause portion, and we actually fixed that day and announced that. And so I've not heard a problem since then. So what's your last name?
Hartman.
Hartman. Hartman.
2 N's.
Thank you. All right, excellent. I will take a look at that, and we'll come back on here in a few minutes and let you know what happened.
Thank you.
Hey, Bob, do you remember years ago there was a TV show called Mary Hartman? You made me think of you made me think of that. Bob Hartman, thank you very much. We'll get your question answered here this morning. 1605, you're next up in the queue. 1605.
Hey, Joe. This is Ed from Tucson.
Good morning, Ed. How are you?
I'm great. Hello, everybody else.
Is that your dog out here? Is that your dog out here?
Sorry.
That's no problem.
Yeah,
What's the name of that dog? What's the name of that dog?
That's Lucy and Cash. How about that, huh? Cash.
Lucy and Cash. I love it. Cool.
Yeah, one's a lab and one's a Chihuahua English Terrier mix. But the neighbors next door are getting some new furniture, so they're barking because they think we're being invaded here. So.
Good thing you got those security dogs there. Good thing.
I'm sorry?
Good thing you got that heavy level of security there with your dogs, with Lucy and Cash.
Absolutely. I got to guard all that cash that I'm going to be taking in. Hey, Greg, I wanted to thank you for helping out my team member on that refund. I talked to him on the weekend, and that did get straightened out, so I do appreciate that. Doug, I did live up to my expectation of what you asked me to do. Hopefully you got my email this morning. And this is in perfect timing for what we were talking about this morning, since we're talking about coming out of your comfort zone. You guys would have laughed at my comfort zone this weekend coming out of when my son and my wife were trying to help me with my video testimonial. And, man, let me tell you, after 56 takes, hopefully it did well. So I posted it on the Facebook. People can look at that if they want, and they can see how ridiculous I was. But anyway, I did come out of that comfort zone and wanted to thank you for the iPad. I even used it to do the video. So boom shakalaka there for that. So, Greg, it's all about consistency. Shout out to you for keeping up with the commitment there, and Frank as well. And Carlos, man, see, you lead by the example as well in the coming out of the comfort zone. So, in respect of time, I just wanted to shout out and make those comments.
Ed, thank you very much. Congratulations on many, many things there. Congratulations on coming out on the show and on winning an iPad and doing the video testimonial for us, Ed in Tucson. Thank you very much.
What the hell?
What the hell? Hey, watch your language there. I just took you off mute there. All ones, 111. You're calling in from Skype. The woman who just said, what the hell? How the hell can I help you? Hello? All right, I'm going to mute you back up then. We'll keep it moving. 3229, you're next up.
Hi, my name's Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
And all weekend I've been having problems with GetResponse. I hate to be a bug. I usually try to fix it myself until I ask for help. But GetResponse has different links in it than what's on my links on my site. Is that a problem?
Well, I don't know if it's a problem because I'm not exactly sure which links on your site you're referring to. So I don't know. I'm not really clear on what you're...
I can actually help with that, Joe.
Sure.
Yeah, this gets into the dynamic links that are connected to our GetResponse autoresponders. And the answer is yes, they are different. Where the links on your website are basically just that, they're hard links. You give that link out, people go to that location. Again, the links that are used inside of your GetResponse basically are dynamic, and that's just a fancy way of saying they are connected to you and they are connected to that one particular lead who is responding. So the fact that they are different, yes, that is true. You don't need to change a single thing inside those preloaded autoresponders. The best way to test them, again, Joe, like I tell people every day, is put in a email address you've not used before. Like, just go out, and grab a brand new email from Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail or wherever you can get a free email address, and actually enter that lead, that email address, in through one of your landing pages. And then you'll basically start getting autoresponders from your GetResponse account, and you will notice those links are different than the ones that are in your website, but you'll also notice they work perfectly. And the purpose, Joe, the reason for that is that those will be driving stats in time, the things you see on the dashboard and the things that operate that way. That's why they're dynamic. They're actually tracking links, and they're built to track, what happens and track your responses. So that's why they're different. And the hard links, you really don't do any of that. They simply allow, you to give out that link, and they'll bring people to your affiliate link. So that's the difference. One does tracking, one is a hard link, and, you don't need to change any of those, though, Joe. They're built that way on purpose.
And thank you very much, Doug. Greg, please forgive me, Greg. And Teresa, the one thing I would say to anyone who's listening right now, and it was a great question. Thank you very much, Teresa. But, there are so many moving parts and there are so many elements involved here that have such detail and they're so complex that, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the stuff is working the way that it works, and we can sit here all day long, and if we start picking things apart and taking a look, it's like, oh, why is this URL different from this URL, and this isn't working, and we can get caught up in that kind of stuff. Just rest assured, okay, Greg, because I didn't know the answer to that question, that every single one of those links, yeah, they are going to be different because they're dynamic, because they're tracking information, because the information they're tracking, you can't even see it yet. And you know what I mean? We can get caught up in all of this stuff, and then in the meantime, we're not really doing the things that matter, which is just simple things, just like sending traffic, getting traffic moving. 7002, you're next up.
Oh, hi, yes. This is Marita from Florida. Marita,
how are you this morning from Florida?
Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. Now, I've been having problem to do my my account there. I fill it up and it was not accepting my my card. And I went and used another card, and I noticed that card was not on the list, like American Express. And when I called up my bank, they said nothing is wrong. It did not come through, so it must be something on the other hand. And I emailed you, and you sent me back a link to get directly to correct the problem to finish my my account. And the link is not going through either, so I don't know. I need some help.
Okay, Marita, what is your? Well, you're not even in our system yet. You know what? I have your telephone number here, 7002.
Yes,
I'm going to have someone call you, okay?
Okay.
That's what we'll do, because if you want to join our community and you want to become a member of our community, we want you in here. So we're going to make sure that we can do whatever we do to get you straightened.
I have paid that first $144, but I'm so busy and I never get to follow through with everything. And when I get a little chance, I jump in, but I wasn't consistent with it because of time factor. So now I'm trying to get in fully, and I pay one. I was trying to put in the $120 for the basic, and when things take rolling, whatever I get, I can upgrade and so on and move on like that. I need some help to get things rolling, because I came in from the beginning and I'm still nowhere, not even in the system.
All right, what is your username? Okay, if you paid $144, then you are in our system. And what you're trying to do is buy traffic, right? You're trying to buy traffic and your credit card is being rejected. I'm hearing something else now. What is your username?
Yes. User's name Susan03.
Okay. And what is your last name, Marita?
Sweeney, Sweeny.
Okay. I got enough information here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. Marita, we'll get into that for you this morning. And again, thank you for calling in today. Welcome to our community. We'll get that traffic moving for you. And let me go back up the queue here, Bob Hartman. If you're still in the house, Greg Chambers has an answer for you. Bob Hartman.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Mr. Chambers, here's Bob.
Oh, excellent. Hey, Bob, just letting you know, if you are to go to your traffic store and actually, go to your active campaigns and go to your managed campaign area, you're going to see that you're actually getting clicks right now. You've actually got clicks today. You got clicks yesterday. The only difference is that you're running your traffic right now directly to your other website, even though it is one of your traffic authority funnels. You've named that another website, which is fine. I mean, you can certainly do that, but you're not. You did not select your split tester rotator to get your traffic. That's the only reason why your rotator is not getting clicks right now. But that one website is getting it, and you can change that very easily by just going, into that managed traffic area, and you can simply change that from going to other website to going to your split tester rotator, and you only have one, so just check that one, and your traffic will immediately start going there as well. But your campaign is active right now, and you are getting clicks as we speak.
Thank you very much, Greg, for that, and let's keep it moving.
One other thing, Joe, people can actually, when they click the view button inside their active traffic order, it'll actually show the clicks that have gone that day and gone in total. So it's one way to check the dates. This is how people know that they're getting traffic or not getting traffic. So that's just one other thing just to know. Inside our system, we actually link every single click that we send to you, and that's the easiest way to do it.
Thank you, Greg. And I think is this Carl calling in from England right now?
That's right, my friend. 7404. It's Carl from the United Kingdom.
Carl from the United Kingdom. Come on out here. How are you today, my friend?
I'm very well, thank you, Joe. Yourself?
I'm good. Thanks very much for asking.
Good. I was hoping I could pinch a few moments of Greg Chambers' time. I did call in earlier last week with a problem relating to a member who came through a traffic package. She had signed up.
I have something to announce, Carl, for your account. In fact, I feel terrible. Our programmer, Carl, your namesake here on our staff, actually informed me that there is a bulk/spam folder inside Facebook. I did not know that. And he actually, so your messages you were sending me on Facebook, you actually were sending, and I was receiving. I just didn't even know that I could get messages there. And I also did get your email. And if I remember right, there's something I saw even this morning coming in from you, and I just to be honest was off this weekend, and we'll be going through that. So, but yeah, I wanted just to say I did get those Facebook messages, but since we're not friends, Carl explained to me in my office that it goes to the other folder, and I was unaware that I was getting them over there. So I do apologize for that. You were sending them to the right place. I just did not know to look there to get it.
Okay, it's just, I've got this member. She's waiting. She's patiently waiting. She's eager. Is there any chance we can get this problem sorted over the phone maybe?
For sure. Let's actually see if we can pull up your email that you sent us, and let's see if we can get through it. 'Cause, I mean, what we really needed to know was I think the issue was I was unable to pull up any of the information that I got from you verbally. It simply didn't work, which meant I probably fat fingered it. But I'm looking inside the email you sent me. I don't actually see her username in here. I see quite a bit of explanation, but no username in writing.
Oh, right. A username should, Sasha71, SACH.
Oh, it's on the very bottom. Okay, great. You're absolutely right. Let me actually see that. And just real quickly, remind us what was happening while I'm actually pulling this up.
Basically, she came through a traffic package. She watched the videos, bridge page, sales page. She's got to the checkout. She entered her details at the checkout page. Unfortunately, she had a problem. She re-entered them a number of times with different cards, only to find out that she'd been charged via each bank account, and she didn't receive an email from TA saying that she was an active member, giving her a username and email. She can't log in. So I'm thinking maybe she's put the wrong email address in as well, and maybe her details have gone somewhere else.
It's interesting, Carl. I mean, I'm actually in the active database then, so at least we know I did not fat finger the response, that we don't actually have a record of a paying member. I'm actually going to go to our pre-launch system now and see if that's inside the pre-launch. And then, of course, we'll see if that makes a difference here real quickly.
Okay. She's gone ahead and sent me some screenshots of the payment being taken from her account. She's actually given me the last 4 digits of the credit cards that she's paid with as well, if they're any use to it.
Yeah, that may be, again, but that username simply is not what her actual username is. And that's the main problem why I couldn't locate her on the phone last week. And that's not a pre-launch username either. So there's simply a disconnect between that and the rest. I mean, so without being able to find her, I can't really answer any questions. Let me take a quick look under her email address here while we're on the phone. And, if I can't find her right now, I don't want to hold everyone up on the phone. I will give you a call on Skype after today's call if I don't locate her right now under her email address. But I'm going to look this up real quick, Joe. Actually, in the active, I wanted to see if she's in the paying member area right now.
Go ahead, Carl. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, her full name is Sasha Allen.
I'm curious, again, Carl, do you actually see her in your traffic authority back office? Because that would also list her username.
I'm phoning on behalf of my downline, a person in my team who has the problem directly underneath me. Her sponsor is Bravo Boost.
Okay, so you're not seeing that username inside your back office was my question.
No, this person this Sasha Allen is a person who signed up under one of my team members. But I'm not seeing nothing in my back office, and he's not seeing nothing in his as well. He has her in his pre-launch downline, but she's not in his new back office.
Yeah, I'm just, again, that email address is also not in the active system. I'm going to just do one real quick search here in the pre-launch. Because, again, that username it's just not correct. I mean, because, again, that's just one of those things that if we had it, we'd have it. And so somehow that's slightly different, and we'll figure that out. But, I mean, and again, too, actually, give me the spelling of her last name, because I'm going to actually, Carl, we're going to have to drop you at this point, but give me her spelling of her first and last name, and I'm going to look her up, and I will be calling you on your Skype number after the call here.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Her first name is Sasha. Sierra, Alpha, Charlie, Hotel, Apple.
All right.
And her last name is Allen. Alpha, Lima, Allen, November.
Okay, very good. Excellent. And I've got your Skype information here. I'll be hitting you afterwards, and we'll get this resolved, because, we will find her. It's kind of a mystery, and no one can see I'm not solving mystery, including me. So we'll definitely get to the bottom of this here. Once we get off the call today.
Okay, well I'll be on low.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Carl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what you have just witnessed. Okay, this is like peeking through the keyhole. We've been mentioning on Saturday. We mentioned it twice today. Traffic Authority is right now hiring people who can function in our customer service department. And what you just heard live on the radio is exactly what you will be doing should you accept one of these positions, should you apply for and be accepted for one of these positions. Do you think that you can do that? Do you think that you can speak to someone like Carl and be able to handle an issue like that and walk all the way through the process? Because what you just experienced is a co-founder who cares so much about what's going on with your business that he's willing to do this kind of stuff live in real time. But this right now, this is actually what the job is. If you think you can do what you just heard Greg do, there's an opportunity here for you to work inside of our company. 9201, you're next up.
Hi, good morning, Joe. This is Kara and Greg
Kara.
And Doug.
How are you
everyone?
Today? We're great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's Monday. I'm excited for the upcoming week.
Lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, I got my email this morning and read through that, and I'm just super stoked for all the new enhancements to the back office that are going to be coming on this week, and looking forward to getting the ball rolling on that. That's super exciting. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to make a comment, too, about what Greg was talking about this morning. I did send him a personal message on Facebook, but I wanted to put this out there for everyone to hear. You know, and I just said, you know, too. So, hey. It's people like Greg that help people like me and Carlos in New York come out of our comfort zones and feel like we don't have to be perfect and feel like, you know, we can do this too. Coming onto the webinars this last couple of weeks, that's brought me out of my comfort zone, and to be able to get on there and do it with someone like Greg, I just feel more comfortable because I feel like I don't have to be perfect, and I feel like I can just speak from my heart, and it's okay, and people are going to accept it, you know, no matter what. So for the guy who, you know, is taking his valuable time where he could be going out there and building his business and going in and making criticisms to, you know, a person who has come out here every single day and a founder of our company coming out here every single day and taking his time to answer questions and give the support he's given to the field. You don't find that in other companies, and people need to be very appreciative of that. And so I just wanted to make that comment and just say thank you, Greg. I think you're awesome. You talk from the heart, and that's really important. You help people like me feel like we don't have to be perfect too, and that we can come out of our comfort zone. Just like right now, I'm nervous. You know, I'm nervous being on the call and saying how I feel, but I can do it because I feel like if Greg can do it, the founder of the company, if he can come out of his comfort zone and, you know, speak from his heart, then I can too. So just wanted to say thanks, guys.
And thank you very much. We appreciate everything that you do, Kara. And it is about, you know, getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah, come on out here, Greg.
Dude, I mean, you know, I love Kara, and thank you so much. And again, you know, that's exactly, Joe, why. And, you know, the fact is, you know, I'm helping a few people. Guess what? Right behind Kara are another dozen people who are going, you know what? She can do it. I can too. And this is what it's all about. I mean, I'm just going to share one story, you know, that's related to this. It's not about public speaking, but it just is related to entrepreneurship. I remember, you know, I'm a bank manager. You know, I was the youngest operations manager at Bank One at the time in this particular card center. And, you know, I had a lot of people that had college degrees and MBAs. I don't have a college degree. I'm basically just kind of like Chad, a little self-taught entrepreneur. And, you know, my thinking was always, I'm going to work harder. No one's going to outwork me. And I used that principle there, and it worked. You know, again, then I heard something from Brian Tracy that literally changed my life. Because I kind of only thought, well, this is, you know, I've been trained to, you know, get a job, work that job, stay in that job, you know, get that, you know, golden watch after 40 years. And Brian Tracy basically said that you can actually, you know, achieve the same results as anyone else out there, providing you're willing to learn what they know and do what they do. And holy mackerel, I'm going to tell you what a revelation that was for me. Because, I mean, at the moment I heard that, I started thinking, you know what, within 12 months, I'm going to be self-employed. Because I was one of those kids. I mean, I was painting street addresses on the curb. I painted houses. I always had an entrepreneurial mindset. And so, you know, again, just relating to this kind of stuff, I mean, you know, I guess I just want people to know that, you know, you really can live up to your potential. You really can do what you want to do. There are others who have come before us who have literally shown us the exact way to do it. And, you know, are we going to speak as eloquently as they do? You know, maybe not. Are we going to look as pretty as them? Maybe not. But the bottom line is, as long as we can learn what they learned and do what they do, we can have what they have. And, you know, I just want to let to everyone that, you know, results aren't for special people. Vince Ortega and Mac and Eric Bechtold and, you know, all these other, you know, Devons, and I'm sorry to leave out so many other really successful people out there. You know, I just want everyone to know, I mean, if you learn what they learned, and do what they do, you can have what they have. And, Joe, to me, it's so powerful. Every single person can be living their dreams. They just have to be willing to do the work, and if they are, that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I agree with you, Greg. I mean, the concept of be, do, have. And, you guys you can just Google be, do, have, and you'll see exactly what that means. But success does leave clues, and the reason that we use actually many of these, these sayings because they're true, right? These cliches are true. Success does leave clues. And, Greg, thank you very much for coming out here. Kara, thank you very much for sharing what your truth here with us this morning. We all have our little idiosyncrasies, the little things that we say. I think I say actually is my word. Literally is Doug's word. You know what I'm saying? 1022, you're next up. 1022. Good morning.
Actually.
Is 1022? No? Going back in the clouds there? Going back in the okay, let's keep it moving. 5423, you're next up.
Oh, that's me. Good morning, you guys. This is June from Wyoming.
Well, June, it's been a while since we've heard from you. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome. Yeah, I just been so busy, and I feel like I thought I was going to fall behind because I had to go out of town, but I went to the computer at the motel that I was staying in, and I got caught back up, and oh my gosh, you guys are just awesome. Just crazy. I'm very upset with whoever this was that was saying that about my hero, though. I just was telling my mother that, and just how, number one, how transparent everybody is and how quickly and how impressed I am with you guys' ability and willingness to help just anybody, every question on there, and then to have somebody come out like that. And so my mom says, okay, we need to pray for this man that's dogging your hero. And so that's what we did. And so I just believe that, he's gonna have a change of heart, and he's gonna be able to see, and he's gonna be one of our next success stories. So we'll just leave that at that. But I just want to say.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I just want to say that a year and a half ago when I started following Vincent Ortega, I didn't know what a screenshot was. And to be able to go and set up all this stuff, like I didn't know anything about GetResponse or OSP or TA or any of that, and I've went and set almost all of this up by myself with a couple hiccups that Greg helped me with. But, it's just amazing how much Vincent and you guys have taught me. And, I just want to throw that out there that these people that want to just say this crud, they're the ones that have no clue, how much you guys put into this and how hard you guys work to teach all of us what, like I said, I didn't know what a screenshot was. So I just want you to know you're still my hero, Greg.
I appreciate that, June. Thank you so much, my dear.
You're so welcome. You guys have a great day.
Thank you for calling in, June. We really appreciate that. The person who made the comment about that's what I call the peanut gallery, right? That's like a peanut gallery. Cheap seat person, like really not in it, not in the game. Maybe listen to one or two of our radio shows clearly, and maybe if you're the person who left that post on that, we're looking forward to having you come out on the radio show and have a discussion with us. Okay, next up in the queue is somebody who's calling in from Skype, I think, or you've blocked your number.
111.
Yes,
that's
you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I
can
hear
Celeste.
you.
Yes, in Gainesville. I'm not speaking too loud, am I?
No, you're fine.
I'm okay.
Celeste, how are you? Yes,
okay,
you're
great,
fine.
Great. I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. There's a teaching I saw over the weekend, and the person is teaching that you should say these words, put it on the mirror. You are enough. You are so much enough that it's unbelievable just how much you are enough. Okay, so don't let those negativities come in and permeate your body and whatever. Just brush them off and say, I am enough. I am enough. Okay, and it rules out all of that other garbage. Okay, but I want to issue, I was going to do it Friday, but he didn't come in. Greg didn't come in. I want to issue the challenge to the women who are out here to promote them to come into this challenge because it's a good way to monitor ourselves and keep us on track. And I am in. I jumped in on Friday, but I had already been doing preview, but I'm in on the 90-day challenge, and this is my day 4. Okay, Greg? So here's a challenge from a woman, okay? And I think that we definitely need to do that because it's a good thing. and to follow those 90 days with him is to keep us on track. It helps us stay on track. Also, you answered some of my questions that I had concerning the sponsor thing, because I thought I had a sponsor, but I'm thinking I don't have a sponsor because I can't find the people that I used to find before. And I probably need to send you an email about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And besides that, the other thing I made notes so I wouldn't go overboard. Thank Earl, the Mountain Man, for coming through and saying what he had to say. Because every time I hear him say something, when he speaks, I would just want to go, "Urrah!" I want to give the Marine Corps a salute to him every time I hear him speaking because he's so on point, and he definitely could be one of your sponsors, to go in there and come on in and bring it out. But definitely, baby, is just all right because you do know, and that's why you be saying all the time, okay?
Greg?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
Hey, Celeste.
I'm done. Yes.
All right. Celeste, thank you very much. And you know what? I love your declaration, and we talk about this. We've talked about this, okay, over and over.
Yes.
Be aware of what you're saying, and I love that you are declaring, I am.
Yes.
Somebody went, I am. Those are the two most powerful words in the English. I'm pretty sure that's like in the Bible. I think I am.
It is. Yes, he said, because he tells Moses, I tell him I am that I am.
Right.
That's
I am
correct.
that I am.
You're correct. That's right.
I am.
That's correct.
That's
one
correct.
other thing. You said to always listen to the videos, the radio broadcast, but also listen to the webinars. Review the webinars because that's what I do. I'm daily through doing reviews and things. But do the webinars. Point that out to them too. To review the webinars because they're a blessing too. Okay.
Celeste, thank you very much for calling in here this morning. And hey, Greg, Celeste is accepting the challenge, and she's inviting all the girls in the town to throw down.
That's right.
And to,
That's a powerful invitation, and much appreciated. It's great to, it's kind of like the dancing video that you were showing there a few weeks ago, Joe, where I was out dancing by myself, and then joined by one, now joined by two. So the party's about to start. I just wanted to add here, Joe, just wanted to give Maureen Brubaker the fact that I did email her. I tested her username and password. Her system is up and operational. It's always been operational, so there's been something up with I'm assuming her password. So, Maureen, that is on the way to you. If you have any problems with that, please email me back. We'll get on the phone together today if we need to. But you're up and running with the Traffic Authority website.
Thank you very much, Greg, and thank you very much. Always look forward to hearing from you, Celeste.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I am a fan of Celeste calling in from Gainesville. And Earl, I don't know if you're still listening. You have a fan, Earl. Celeste just testified. The Mountain Man. She loves you. Let's keep it moving here. 1650. You're next up in the queue.
Hi, guys. How are you? It's Barry in Tucson.
Barry, the man with the pipes. Dude, you sound awesome today. What's going on?
I'm doing well, thanks. Let's say, Carlos, buddy, give little Carly Rose a kiss for me there. And Kara, girl, I'm right there with you. I still get a little jittery. I'm jittery right now on this call, and I've called in many times. But if I could, I'd like to share a little story about some of personal growth that I've had, and I want to, beforehand, thank you guys for this. This happened because of the business I'm in, and if I could share that, is that all right?
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, one of my sons turned 19, and the next day it was a swearing-in ceremony to the Air Force, and so I was taking him out to lunch, and I got this idea in my head before a few hours before we went to lunch that I wanted to stand up and sing happy birthday in front of the restaurant. So we got our food, and my heart's beating fast. I'm looking around, I'm looking at the people, and it kind of reminded me of being on fourth down, and I could have punted the ball right then, and if I had, I wouldn't have got the prize that I got. And I went for it. I stood up. I said, "Excuse me, everybody. I'm sorry to interrupt your meal, but it's my son's 19th birthday today. He's getting sworn into the Air Force tomorrow. He dropped his expensive cell phone last night and broke his screen. He's kind of bummed out today. And I'm going to embarrass him right now by singing Happy Birthday, and if any of you would like to join in, it would be great. And a gentleman yelled, "What's his name?" I said, "Christopher." And I started singing, and Joe, everybody sang. There's about, I don't know, maybe 40, 50 people, not a real big restaurant. The waitresses, the cooks, and I stood there singing, looking down at my son's red face. And when I sat down, it was over. I said, "Thank you, everybody, very much." And I sat down, and I was still breathing fast, heart beating. He looked right at me and said, "I'm going to remember this always." And that right, excuse me, that right there was the prize. And I said, "That's why I did it, son." And he said, "I can't believe I never would have thought you'd do something like this." And I said, "I know. It's this business I'm in, son. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. It's changed. And to know that after I'm dead and gone, he's going to always have that memory. And I thank you guys for enabling me to do that."
Hey, Barry. Hey, dude, listen. What is your son's name?
Christopher.
Christopher. I'm sorry. Yes, I was listening, and when the gentleman in the restaurant said, "What is his name?" Christopher, 19 years old. You say he's getting into the service?
Yeah, he was sworn into the. Excuse me. Let me get myself here. He leaves for basic in January, so he's going to be in the Air Force.
Listen, I want to say something to you right now, dude. You're giving.
Well,
I've known you for. He's your baby. Listen, you're giving me chill bumps here, okay? I'm actually getting verklempt, and I'm getting chill bumps here. And I want to, and honestly, and I've gotten to know you kind of, just on the radio show and stuff, but I gotta tell you that I have seen something in you. I've seen evolution take place. I've seen you evolving, and it's amazing to see. And it's just, dude, I'm getting just this chill bump feeling because I know the imprint you've left on Christopher. What he said to you. It's like, this will carry forever. The way he sees you, this idea of stepping out and becoming a leader and getting outside of your comfort zone. And you are the man, right? You are being the man for your 19-year-old son. And he sees something different in you. And it's just a matter of, just showing up, dude. I really, really appreciate you, and I'm honored by you sharing this with everybody in our community. Really, you really are. You're awesome, dude.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. And Greg Chambers is saying this. Greg is he's right now hitting me up on Skype going like, "Whoa, unbelievable," And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you guys who are joining us for the first time, did you really think that this business was just about clicks? Really? If you think this is just clicks, I want you to just think again. This is a community. This is about personal growth. This is about dealing with stuff. This is about change. 8580, come on out here.
Hi, my name's Lucinda. I'm from Utah.
And hey, Lucinda, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm great, thank you.
Good. I just wanted to say, first of all, very awesome, moving story. I thought that was great. And I wanted to thank you guys. You're doing an awesome job, and this is a great business opportunity, and I just really appreciate all of your hard work and your effort. So I guess my question is for, you're welcome. I guess my question is for Greg. I have been emailing James in customer support since last week about my traffic order. I have under the active orders, I bought a basic package and a bronze package. And every time I go to manage and choose my daily spend and the links I want to send my traffic to, it doesn't update. It just goes to a blank screen after I hit update.
Okay, I'm gonna have to actually work with her directly. I have seen that before. So again, it's very rare. Why don't you give me your full name so I can Facebook you, or if you're more comfortable, you have my name, you can Facebook me. But I'd like to talk to you after the call. I'm going to call Carl first, but I'll call you after that, and we need to get that resolved because I have seen that. Because understand, I change so many orders and I start so many orders. I have seen it as well, and it's very, very specific to your account. So would you rather contact me, or would you like me to contact you?
It doesn't matter. Either way is fine.
Just hit me up on Facebook then. Greg Chambers, just PM me. and give me a good time to call you. It's almost 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time where I am. Anytime after 10, I'll be available.
Okay, thank you. That sounds great.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Lucinda. Thank you very much for taking the time to call in here. And I'm still stuck back in Barry's world right now, you guys. You know, I mean, it's still resonating in my ears, what you shared with us, Barry. I mean, just, man, oh, man. I love this business. I love what we do. 5649, you're next up.
Good morning, Joe. This is Bert from Canyon Lake, California.
Bert, how are you feeling after listening to Barry talk about his son Christopher's birthday?
I had tears in my eyes because we are all about growth. We're not just about clicks, as you just said. But I want to piggyback also on Barry and on Kara regarding, and this is in honor of Greg Chambers. I think we should start every webinar and every morning call with when you know that you know that you know. And it's a great cliche. It's a great mantra, because when you know that you know that you know, nobody can shake your tree, because you know where you're coming from. You know your essence. And people like Greg teach us that we can fight through our fears also. I mean, the fear of speaking in front of people, that's a fear that what I've heard and what I've read is that most people put that as their number one fear. Not fear of death, but the fear of speaking in front of a group. And as I'm listening for the past over an hour, you can hardly hear the from Greg when he's answering a question. When he's in the zone, he's forgotten that he's speaking to so many people, and there's no reason for him to add the to be nervous, because he's in his zone. So for the people that get irritated because of things like, what I do, and this is for the people who get irritated by that, what I do is, instead of hearing last week on the webinar, I substituted it with comma. This is a comma. So, when you know that you know that you know, nobody can shake the tree. And Greg, we in our TA family applaud you for facing your fear.
And thank you very much, Bert. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And Bert, I want to make a recommendation, okay? There's a book that's on my reading list. It's on my, as you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but I listen to books, right? I'm a avid audible.com guy, so I could listen. And one of my favorites is a book by Oprah Winfrey, and the name of the book is What I Know for Sure. I'm going to recommend that one to you guys. What I Know for Sure by Oprah Winfrey is very, very cool. You know what I'm saying, Greg? 0824, you're next up. Good morning. Oh,
Hello.
Easy. Hello, 0824. Who's this?
Hi, Joe. This is Baby Boomer Myra from California.
Myra, how are you? The baby boomer extraordinaire.
I am so grateful for what Bert just said, because I want to say, I know, Greg, your voice is music to my ears and music to my heart. And I can say the same for Joe, Doug, Adam, Vince, Cara, Bert, Earl, Frank, Holly, Carlos. Everyone's unique expression is just contributing to this grand symphony, this masterpiece we're creating. And so I just want to say to our brother, our linguist critiquer, just change your perception and you will change your experience, truly. And Celeste, my sister, I am going toe to toe with Greg because I jumped in. I was on the call the first time he mentioned about his 90-day challenge. So I'm up, Greg. I'm on day 11 with you, and I'm also seeing. So thank you, sister. Yeah, let's jump in there. And my only question here, Greg, is I may be a computer moron, but I am really following these instructions step by step, listening to the videos on the calls, and I clear my caches, and I still have a pending link review. So I just don't know what to do from here.
Hey, let's fix that right now. What is your last name?
Kozlowski, K like kite, O, Z like zebra, L, O, W, S like Sam, K like kite, I.
You're absolutely right, and let's fix that right now.
Myra, that looks like a Polish name to me on my paper here.
It is.
Oh,
hey.
And Myra, I see. I'm so thankful for her calling in, Joe. Myra, I see why your traffic has not started. I've looked at your account several times, and the reason being is that you're pointing your traffic to the retail website. I actually am not running any traffic to the retail website only because our co-op is BizOp traffic, meaning that if you were to send traffic to your retail site, and you along with 10 other people have done this, and if you were to send BizOp traffic to your retail website, you would not get the best result, only because those will be for people who are already network marketers, are already direct salespeople.
Right.
What I would recommend you do is choose one of our cold market websites, either the Facebook, and Google, or the Rich versus Poor. But that's why, again, this is why we review every website. Joe, I will also fall on my sword and say I've not had time to individually email people when I find either a broken link or the retail website. What I do, however, is I email people once a week and I let them know that they're still on pending review, and I do put inside that email if your traffic, please check your URL if you're sending traffic to a retail site for Traffic Authority, or perhaps you have a bad link. Please check that if you think you have a URL in your back office already. So again, Myra, if you'd like, I can go in and change to one of those other two sites, or you can go in and do it.
Great. Can you? You're right. On one of them, as you can see, I have two packages there, and on the first package, it is going to the Rich versus Poor Capture One page.
And is that running?
No.
It's not? No, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because, again, if it's not running, it makes me think something's wrong with it. Let me check that one. No, that one's running. I'm curious, did that URL go in, though, recently? Did you respond to the email?
No, it's been up there for 2 weeks, and then I just thought because the queue was so long, and then when you sent your email out, I just went through the steps again and did the update,
That one is operational, so I'm starting it right now. So I apologize for that. I'm not exactly sure how that got missed, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to fix it now, and this is why we
fine. I've been learning lots in the meantime. It's fine.
Right. So that one's running, and then maybe just change that other one and just give me a quick message on Facebook saying, hey, my other one got changed as well. Please start that, and I will. With that one, that one that has the right marketing path is going right now.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Heartbeat of Traffic Tribe, Mr. Joe. Thank you.
Thank you. You're very, very welcome, Myra. And I am the son of a first-generation American of Polish descent. That's why my actual last name is Nadoshpial. Won't confuse you guys with any more of that. But thank you very much. Myra, I love your language. Myra referred to this as a grand symphony and a masterpiece that we are creating, all of these voices here together on the radio show. Thank you for that, Myra. I wrote that down. And I'm going to be borrowing that in the future, and I'm going to give you credit whenever you hear me talk about the Grand Symphony. 0081, let's go back to you. You're up.
Hi, this is Terry Fuentes.
Hey, how are you, Terry?
I'm good. Two quick things. I know that Traffic Authority rocks, and I'm super excited about the customer tech support. However, I do have my own little customer tech support to resolve, and I know what I know, that Traffic Authority is going to fix it. This I know is very touching, and Greg, we all support you on that. I had submitted several requests to everyone. When we rolled over from pre-launch to our regular page in Traffic Authority, commissions in traffic packages that had been purchased from my downline were showing in one place, and then they were like, poof, they were gone. And I've still not been credited for those. And just the accountant side in me is going click, click, click. Okay, I know it's going to get fixed, but we're talking a month later.
Okay, Terry. Well, Greg, should we get Terry's username so we could dig a little bit deeper into this for her?
Yeah, that's actually not a traffic-related issue, so if you could get that one to support or Doug, that'd be great.
We'll do that, Terry.
I've submitted a support ticket, and they're unable to resolve it. I've been dealing with Miss Abby.
All right, Joe, I'll take care of it. What's your username?
It's Team, TEAM as in Mary, Fuentes, F as in Frank, UEN as in Nancy, TES 0228.
Team Fuentes. I'm sorry, and the number's 228 at the end?
0228.
Oh, 0228. See, that's why I always got idea to repeat it.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. And basically, you're saying that you're missing, that you actually were showing commissions at
in the new back office.
And that they've disappeared.
They have disappeared. They are from my direct downline, and they purchased all of the traffic packages when we went live for traffic.
To be honest, Joe, I've never heard that before, so I will have to research this one personally.
Thank you, Terry.
Okay. I do appreciate y'all. Hugs and love.
Thank you very much. And look at Bert. Look at what you've done, Bert. People are now coming out and saying, "I know what I know." I love that. 5232, you're next up.
Hi, I'm sorry. This is Holly again from Los Angeles.
Oh.
I have a quick question. Okay, so I received an email from support because I wanted to make sure my billing issues were resolved. But basically, I signed up with multiple cards when I first signed up with TA, and so now I want to make sure that it's all on another card that's not even listed. So I went into the billing section, I added that card, and then I got an email that I thought was like, it was kind of ambiguous from support, and so I just want to make sure that it's going to go to the other card and not to split up to the several cards that I put them on.
Okay, I'll send in a note, Holly. We'll make sure that the billing that you want goes to the last card that you just entered into the system, okay?
Correct. The entire 144 on that one card. Wonderful.
Thank you very much, Holly. Thank you very much for calling back in. You're welcome. 7414, you're next up.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, I do Wednesday.
Yeah.
Hello, 7414 is not paying attention. We're going to put you back on mute. 2648, you're next up.
Good morning, Joe. Greg,
good morning.
Doug, everybody. I enjoyed everybody's testimonials this morning. That was pretty good. That was uplifting and pretty awesome. So as far as, was it Celeste there with the challenge? I forget who the other lady was, but I jumped in there with Greg, too. I was lazy. I wasn't lifting my weights anymore. So thanks, Greg.
Hey.
Anyway, the where you go into your marketing links, and then it says set up your autoresponder, here to click here for the compliance training, here to watch the walkthrough. You know where I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Of course, the autoresponder link's working, but the very next step to complete the training and watch the marketing walkthrough isn't working on mine.
I don't think it's working on anyone's, to be honest. And what is your name, 2648?
Donna from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Donna. I'm pretty sure that this morning at the very beginning of this morning, I was reading from that brand new link that we put out there. Okay, we launched something brand new. The brand new link that we put out there is, you want to write it down, easy.com /
I got that, Joe.
update.
I got it when you said it this morning. I just hadn't had a chance to get to it, but I was just wondering because the last webinar I watched with Adam, he said that they'd be working, and then I didn't hear any more. I might have missed it. I don't know, but I don't think I did.
Okay, it says number 9 on the list says the compliance training and marketing links walkthrough videos are complete and will be live this week.
Okay.
So you can get up to speed on how to market your business and know exactly how to use all the promo links, sales funnels, and editing options on your Traffic Authority websites. Number 9 on that list, I think that's covering your question. I'm pretty sure, Donna.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you very much for calling in, Donna. You know what? This person here waited patiently for so long. 7414, I'm going back to you because you've been hanging around forever. And then you weren't paying attention. And I think you're still not paying attention. So let's go to 1022, 1022. You're next up. 1022. Good morning, 1022. You're next up in the queue. I think it's kind of like, people have been waiting so long. We've been on the radio now for an hour and 40 minutes, and people are, I don't know if you're falling asleep or 8696. You're next up. 8696 just dropped off the call. Excellent. 5649. 5649. You're next up.
Good morning. Good morning, Joe. It's Bert again. I just wanted to
back again. Come on out.
Yes, because I was pretty nervous, and I forgot to add that for those who didn't get it the first time that you mentioned it, that website link is E as in Ed, ZZebra.com / T as in Tom, A Apple, weekly update. So easy.com / TA, there's no dot there, TA weekly update. It is amazing. It is awesome.
It's all there.
That's one of my favorite things. Awesome.
Thank you very much, Bert. I really appreciate you bringing that back up to the table. Bert checking in once again. Let's keep it moving. 2200, you're next up in the queue.
Good morning. It's Charlene from Canada. How are you today?
I'm great, Charlene. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm awesome. I'm learning so much, and I've had my GetResponse account. This is kind of a question for Greg. I've set up my GetResponse account the minute that it was available, and then I went ahead and loaded all of my messages. So my messages have been in there for several weeks. I tested all my messages, and the dynamic link made it appear that they did not work. So I went ahead and put hard links in all of the messages. Now I realize the significance of the links, and I want to rewind that. So I'm just not too sure. I have an idea of how to do it, but I don't want to go ahead and go with my idea before I verify it. So my idea is that I would need to reload the campaigns using my API key, and then I would have to, I've got like 250 different contacts in there now, and so I would need to go through and move the contacts from the existing campaigns with the correct day on it into the new campaigns one by one. Is that accurate, Greg?
Yes, that is accurate, and I was about to say I'm on my knees over here praying that you are not running traffic, because
I stopped
you're running traffic, like you just said. Each one of those leads is connected to a different day, to the different dynamic link, and my feeling is, Charlene, that may not be the best solution. The best solution for us may be simply grabbing the dynamic link variable and simply having you copy and paste that back in. It will take you no longer than it took you to put in the hard link over that.
Okay.
Perfect. So the only thing I need to find out is if the dynamic link variable changes at all through that 14-page series. I believe it's the same. I will get some validation for you. Once I have that, I'll simply Facebook you over that dynamic link variable. If it's the same one, then it won't be that hard to go in there and simply just copy and paste that in over your hard link.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. If that works, then that would be just great. I've sent you a message about that this morning, Greg, just a little bit ago, and so you've got a message on Facebook from me, and so if that works.
Respond to that.
Fantastic. Thank you ever so much. Really appreciate your support. And and by the way, it's interesting, you mentioned that you used to be a banker. Well, so did I for about 20 years. And just wondering if the customer service position would be available to Canadians.
Yes. The answer to that question is yes. It is available to Canadians.
Okay. Well, I'm interested.
Okay, well, here's what we're going to do, Charlene. What we're going to do is we're going to be sending out an email, okay, and the email will have particulars and there will be a link for you to click and to go and fill out some stuff. And awesome. Thank you very much, Charlene. You sound like a perfect candidate, somebody who is a banker. And also, I think we've learned something here today, right? I mean, you've learned something, and I know that you're aggressive and you're intelligent and you're proactive. And but changing putting hard links into those dynamic links is like, whoa.
Bad idea.
I know, but you've learned from experience, right? You've learned from experience.
Yeah, exactly. And I've had my traffic running, and now I've stopped it, and I've actually put a stop on all of the messages too until I get this resolved.
Well, listen, thank you very much, Charlene. We'll get that handled for you very soon.
Fantastic. You guys have an awesome day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yes, you will. Thank you very much. Here's Charlene from Canada. And it looks like this is another Alberta telephone number. Good morning, 7095.
Yes, good morning, Joe. How are you? It's Eric in Alberta.
Eric, how are you today?
Pretty good, thank you. I just wanted to come out. There was a lady a little bit ago that was asking about a commission that may have disappeared. I think I know the answer to that. When you look at your team members and commissions, there's a default date, right? So it might just be that sale fell out of the actual default time period. So you just got to change the date and she'll look at it, right?
That's right. That's correct. As a matter of fact, I was looking at my own member back office, doing some research just last night. And I was like, whoa, shouldn't that guy be in there? I'm like, whoa, what is that? And you're right. I went up to the very top.
Exactly.
And I reset the date range, and boom shakalaka, there it was. Perhaps that's it.
Exactly.
Eric, thank you very much. Appreciate you.
And also, Joe, if you don't mind, I have a quick question as well.
Sure.
My team member is trying to change his username. And he couldn't get it to work under the profile, so I tried for him as well. Mm-hmm. And when I try to save the change, it doesn't take it. It goes to a blank page. So do you know a good way? He sent a support ticket, but that,
Greg,
yeah.
Yes, Eric, Greg is still there. Greg, if you're still there, because Greg just addressed a short while ago, and that wasn't related to the username, but it was related to somebody who was attempting to update a file and they were going to a white screen. Greg, could this be a similar situation? Eric has a guy who wants to change his username.
It's interesting. I actually was doing this for someone, and it also did not work, so I actually had to send it over to Carl and have them change it in the database. And I submitted, a report to Adam to actually see if it's working overall. Again, there's some mumbling behind the scenes about how easy we want to make that. People don't really understand that some people don't understand that when you change that username, that you basically create dead links out of every single link that you have in your traffic authority back office up to that date, because everything is connected to your username. So I, again, I was one of the ones in the background saying, please don't make this possible for people to change, because they're going to be spending, huge amounts of throwing money away, because people that have been, here for 2 or 3 months that are sending traffic, including done-for-you campaigns, are going to be going to dead links. I mean, and even though it says it very clearly there, don't change your username as you will kill every link you've got, people do it anyway. Again, it is possible to change them. I'm happy to help actually make it happen in this case. I want to make very certain this person understands if they are running traffic, however, whether it's through us or anyone else, every single traffic authority link is connected to a user's username. So if they're running existing traffic, understand those links will no longer work. I can't state how important that is. And so if someone basically signs off, they understand that, then I will have our programmer actually change it in the database, and that will kill all the existing links, and it will change it over to the new one. But I do know that no one can change it themselves right now.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'll get back in touch with him and make sure that he does want to change, like 100% for sure. And then I guess I'll hit you on Facebook.
And just make sure that, if he's running any traffic at all, a single, group of clicks through to any page, just have him know he'll need to go over and change that, because, again, if he does not, that old link will become a dead link. And, we're going to try to create some kind of bridge so it redirects, but right now that does not exist. And it's one of the issues about why we're making it a little more difficult to change that, because, again, we got a huge amount of requests, and, about 50% of them were running some kind of traffic. So, again, we knew that there was a disconnect, even though instructions state very clearly this will happen. We understand that, it just, people think, well, going forward, I'll make sure I name it with my new username, but they don't quite understand that any pre-existing links no longer operate. That's a big deal if you're running traffic. So, sorry to go over that 10 times, but this is one of those things that I hate wasted traffic. I've had it over the years myself, and it's painful. So that's why I went over a few times.
No, that's good. Thank you. And by the way, his link is under pending review as well for a few days, just so you know.
Okay, right. Well, what's the last name? We'll just check that out. That's super easy. What's the last name on that?
Stevens. I can give you the username that he wants to change right now. It's Kudie. That's his username right now.
Hold on. One. I'm not a great multitasker. Is it Robert Stevens?
No. It's Chocody. I can give you the username.
What's the first name?
Chocody.
Oh, you don't hear that every day.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay, great.
Well, thank you very much, Eric. I'm going to put you back on mute so we can keep moving here as Greg moves through this. Greg, if you need me to bring Eric back out, I will. Eric, thank you very much.
That order will be running right now, so you can pass that along. But again, I'm just letting Chocody know if he changes that username, it will break the link to his, to this campaign. So just, make sure you pause it and change it.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Eric.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. And 5015, you're next up in the queue.
Yes, good morning. How are you all?
We're good. Who is this?
This is Jean from Brooklyn.
Hey, Jean, how are you?
Good. Listen, I've been listening to all everything, and it's really, everything is just great. I just want to say I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at my business center, and it tells me to heads up, the dashboard below is not functioning. So I haven't bought any traffic yet. I'm waiting till all of this, is functioning. Should I be concerned about that?
Well, the only thing I would say to you is that, the dashboard is kind of just like it's a shiny toy, quite frankly. Your results have really nothing to do with the dashboard functioning. We've got people who have made extraordinary money here, Gene. We've paid out, I don't know what the number is, Doug. We're north of $5,600,000 in commissions that have been paid out to people who have run their traffic and they've taken action. So, if you're concerned about the dashboard, that's one of the elements that you will see is coming live, and you can find an update regarding the dashboard at eZ.com/TA Weekly Update. So, again, that's something that has been...
So I didn't need to be concerned about that. I thought that's where I see my hits and the leads coming and things like that.
Yeah, well, that's a very, very cool feature, right? It's like something that is very, very cool because you really get a bird's eye view, a real-time view of tracking and things that are going on. However, my point is that, that whether that function is operational really has very little impact on the results that you have if you take action. But that's coming. According to the development team, we should be seeing that stuff be coming up within the next week or so, Gene.
All right, so now let me ask you another question. How do I know that I have everything set up before I buy that leads? That's what I'm checking. See,
well, what you got to do is, again, just go through. If you just go through the videos, right? I mean, if you go through all
everything's my autoresponder has been set up. Everything's been set up. It's just that you're not sure what to do next. You say, well maybe,
the next thing.
Okay.
The next thing would get your traffic running. If you've got traffic, then start running traffic through your funnels. Would you, Doug or Greg? Would you like to make any other comment about that? The dashboard is a cool element, but we have people who have done extraordinarily well since we launched, and that dashboard hasn't been operational for those men or women.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I didn't know it was for everyone. I just thought maybe it was on my part.
No, it's across the board. Thank you very much, Gene.
So as long as I have my business opportunity, Google and Facebook, my links and everything up, I'm ready to go then.
You are good to go. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And Joe, I just want to add that in the leads section, it will show the number of leads coming in. In the downline section, it will show who's actually getting started, and of course, in the commission section, it shows how you're getting paid. Of course, the dashboard will be a cool summary of what's happening. So, but those things are showed individually on those different pages that are operational and have been, all month.
They are, and that's correct. And 7414, you've been in the queue, and then I hung up, and then you hung up, and 7414, are you there? 7414. 7414 apparently is sitting on the wing of an airplane and not paying attention. Hey, listen, I want to thank everybody who took the time to call in today. We have hit the we're only 3 minutes away from a 2-hour radio show, and we've hit the last person in the queue who has a question. I want to thank everyone who took the time. The list is huge. Gene and Eric and Charlene and Bert calling in twice. Donna in Pennsylvania, Terry Fuentes, Lucinda, Myra. How about Myra? A grand symphony, a masterpiece we're creating here. Barry in Tucson, dude, we are honoring your outside of the comfort zone activity. Happy birthday to your son. Christopher, of course, Celeste, I am. The two most powerful words in the English language. And June and Kara and Carl checking in from the UK. The list goes on and on. Holly calling in twice. Of course, Earl Teets, the Mountain Man. Earl, you've been named the Mountain Man by Celeste. Listen, I want to thank all of you guys who took the time to join us here this morning. Keep your eyes peeled to your Facebook. Keep your eyes peeled to your email because there's a lot of things coming. And make sure, and within the next half hour or give or take, there'll be a fresh registration link for tomorrow night's webinar, a sneak peek. For those of you who are at the $47 Traffic Optimizer level of our program, tomorrow you'll get a sneak peek at what is available to the people who are participating at Traffic Academy. Unbelievably cool education with a reseller opportunity for you to actually begin monetizing your list. What a cool thing. Again, on behalf of Greg and Doug and Chad and Adam and the entire team, this is Joe. I'm out of here. Let's go play in some traffic, and we'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern.